So Gaz, can you tell us a little bit about why you fish and what drives you? What makes you get up at these cold 4 o'clock in the morning on a January to go fishing? What drives you on?
Should we have a tea and talk about it?
Let's get on, yeah.
I don't know, mate. It's hard to put a handle on it and to say it's kind of one thing. It's just everything, really. I like. Ooh, bit of swan action, I think maybe. Yes, I've always done it since I was as young as I can remember. Like, you know, my dad used to take me, and all my earliest memories really are of fishing. Yeah. It's just something that's just always been in my blood. You know, I just absolutely love it. I just got a real passion for it. You know, I love being out. You know, I love, like last night. You know, I just slept under the stars. You know, it's beautiful to have that opportunity to do that every week. It's amazing. Sure. That a lot of people in normal life just don't get. I don't know, like in terms of, you know, my actual fishing and the sort of fish that I fish for, I kind of, over the years, I guess I've progressed just to kind of fishing for certain fish that kind of, for whatever reason, just really excite me. And I think that's kind of, certainly in the last few years anyway, that's just kind of been just like a bigger and bigger challenge.
I've noticed you've sort of progressed, and a natural progression, I think, you've targeted these big fish now. Yeah. Is that what really now, is that the key?
I just get a massive buzz for fishing for, you know, really difficult carp. Yeah. You know, I just love the idea of fishing for fish that only get caught maybe once a year at most. Yeah. And just that challenge, you know, setting yourself a challenge. And I think really kind of that's what drives you, that's what gets you out of bed in the morning. Definitely. That ultimate goal, that kind of, you know, just kind of heading for something that's really high, almost untouchable. You know, if it kind of seems untouchable somehow, then you know you've really got to push hard to you know, to try and catch it.
And is it more like the historical fish you're targeting, or is it you set out to?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it has been for the last couple of years. You know, certainly at Yateley, you know, the history is a massive, you know, is a massive pull for me. It's such a big piece of British carp fishing history. That, you know, it's kind of it's a real privilege, I think, to be able to fish for them. You know, and they were the stories that kind of really inspired me back when I was a kid as well. So to now actually be there myself and to fish for them is a big thing. But I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm just as happy, you know, to go and fish for fish that I haven't got a clue about. You know, that I've no idea what I might catch next. Sure.
Sometimes you need a break from the big fish.
Yeah, definitely. But I just think that element of a challenge. You know, I went to Belgium the other day. We were fishing on the canals out in Belgium, and you know, it's quite tricky fishing. But I got such a buzz from that. I didn't have a clue. It could have been a 60-pound leather,
some classic looking
or it
fish
could have been like a 20-pound common. It was a 20-pound common,
as
it goes. Yeah. But you know, it was such a buzz to catch that fish. You know, from where we were, it was amazing. But yeah, it's good.
Talking of history, I know a big bit of history landed up in your net this year as well.
It did, incredibly, somehow. Yeah, head of the leather.
Well, fair play. It's, to me, it is one of the most iconic fish, I think, in the country. Yeah. And one that a lot of anglers would dream to have in their album. Yeah, it certainly was for me. You know, the other two probably being Mary and Basil, you know, sadly both of which now passed away, and I never got the chance to fish for them. Heather kind of being like one of the last sort of remaining little bits of history, really. And thankfully I got the chance to fish down there and to catch her. But it was incredible, really. Yeah, excellent. Huge high point in my career. I know you talked earlier about sort of the capture, and I just picked up on a couple of things. I know you said you was getting quite a few liners in the morning, but I know Glastonbury was around that time, wasn't it? And you were due to go there, and you actually went down to Yateley because you just needed to go.
Yeah, everything was right. Everything was right. I'd been there the week before, and I'd seen her and I'd watched her, and she looked catchable. Right. She hadn't been caught, and I had my tickets for Glastonbury. I was supposed to be there on the Wednesday. Right. But the moon was right, everything was just right, and I just thought I have to be at Yateley this week. And so I said, right, I'm going to go to Glastonbury on the Friday once I've done my 48 hours on the car park. And it was Friday morning that I caught her. So I caught her literally, had a couple of teas with the lads, packed up, and then went. But I mean, that morning, it was everything had just built up to it. I was getting liners just all morning. It was just unreal. A couple of them I thought might have even moved the lead because the tip had like knocked down, and it was such a clean bit of gravel. I was sat there going, oh God, has it moved the lead? And I thought, well, I can't, you know, if it goes, it goes. I can't redo it now. I've just got to leave it. And thankfully it was obviously still all right because it went. But the whole thing was epic. It was like a 45-minute boat battle. And I knew it was her as well. I'd seen her from a couple of minutes in.
Oh, that is heart in the mouth stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I still feel it now. Actually, when I close my eyes and think, you know, it's still there, and hopefully, you know, that'll never leave me. That's what I go fishing for.
Yeah.
That just sheer, pure rush.
That drives you on. Good stuff. Well, thanks for taking the time, Gaz.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Pleasure.
Hopefully, let's get his tea on the go, yeah.
Yeah, it's going, slowly.